3811. The media are really involved in this campaign, and you're going to need to push back. You're going to need to show the media that they cannot control the outcome of this election. And there's an analysis of this at MRC at Newsbusters by Jim Noyes. With just 1 week to go before the 2018 midterm, and is actually less than that, 6 days, the broadcast networks are heavily spinning their campaign coverage against the Republicans, even as President Trump's campaign activities have received more airtime than all the individual Senate, House, and gubernatorial contests combined. Not only was network coverage of Republicans far more hostile, 88% negative, than that meted out to Democrats, 53% negative, but we found nearly 10 times more negative statements about Republicans and President Trump, 97, than all the Democratic candidates combined, 10. You've got the Sinema in Arizona, who is an absolute radical extremist. You've got the same thing going on in the governorship in Florida. You've got this guy, this phony Beto, who is a radical lefty. You've got these people all over the country, truly, extraordinarily out of anything close to the mainstream, and they do not receive the kind of focused media attention and criticism that Republicans get. In fact, coverage of the entire field of Democratic candidates would have been 67% positive if it hadn't been for a negative comment story about Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren's DNA test. Now, they found a combined 132 stories that either focused on the midterms or mentioned them as part of a story of another topic, like the Kavanaugh hearings. 4 years ago, when Republicans were poised to take full control of the House, those same networks aired barely one-fourth as many stories during a similar period. They are in full attack mode. They are in full attack mode. They are desperate to give the Democrats the House of Representatives and the Senate. Desperate. You, my fellow Americans, you, my fellow constitutionalists, you stand in the way. You stand in the way of the media. You stand in the way of Chuck Schumer. You stand in the way of O'Rourke and Sinema and Gillum and all the rest. You stand between liberty and tyranny. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know how many more times I can say it. I only have a certain reach, which is why I'm saying, those of you listening to me, we have an army of people out there who should be voting. We need to get the vote out. We cannot simply rely on the president. We cannot simply rely on the candidates in the RNC. You have to participate in this. This is a participatory republic. You need to be your precinct captain. You need to find out what your congressman is up to. If it's a Republican, I'm sorry, this is a special type of an election. You need to get out and support that candidate, even though you may have many, many issues with him or her. This election's different. It's different. The Democrats know it, and the media know it. You want to see smiling faces on Adam Schiff, on Maxine Waters, on Nancy Pelosi, on Dick Durbin, on Chuck Schumer and all the rest of them on election night? You need to vote, and you need to bring several people in with you, or make sure that they vote, or that's exactly what you're going to see. And you're going to see smiles on the face of all the so-called anchors and journalists at CNN and MSNBC. They're going to have parties in the newsrooms of the Washington Post and New York Times. Parties in the network newsrooms. While you're sullen. While you're depressed and frustrated. It's not enough to vote. That's the minimum. You got to get out there and be an activist. You got to take care of business. Early voting, that's still going on. Now's the time. Or on Election Day, Tuesday morning, which is where I'll be at the precinct. And I'll bring several people with me, or at least I'll make sure they're voting with me. I want all of you to vote. All of you. If all of you vote and you ensure that 5, 6, 7, 8 other people vote, we will crush them. They won't know what hit them. They won't know what hit them.